There are people that are so gullible and naive that they believe these love bombing attempts, even though they are so low tier. Hello friends, welcome back to another exciting episode of Psychopath Exposure. I'm your host, Kita, and I'm going to be reading off a comment that someone left on the channel a couple of days ago, I think. Took a screenshot of it. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read off my phone. But I'm also going to put a screenshot of it right here. All right, so you guys can read along. So this comment is from Peter. Hey, Peter. So thanks for sending this in, and away we go. Hi there. Your videos have been very helpful for me. I have a suspicion my girlfriend was a narcissist, but I can never know for sure. In any case, 2 weeks into no contact now, and while I'm trying to move on, as I know I need to, I cannot help myself but think about the amazing love bombing phase and the dreams we weaved together then. I have this thought that whether it was real or not, I was the happiest in my life during those months, having found my soulmate, and nothing ever came close to making me that fulfilled. My question is, how to deal with the thought that never again in my life I can be happy again. As back then I was truly so happy, and I believed every word and dream, and how to deal with the thought that I can never get that happiness from her, nor from anyone else. I imagine that intensity cannot be recreated in another relationship. Any tips on this? This makes me still long for her and try to do anything to make the relationship work, even though I almost got destroyed mentally, emotionally, in the process already in the past few months. Thanks for sending that in. Sure, that's going to resonate with a lot of people, men or women. The sexes are interchangeable. All right, well, the amazing love bombing phase, that's the part that gets everybody. And there's two types of love bombing here. And I may do another video. I always say that I'm going to make another video, and then eventually I do. And then I forget to link it back in this video, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can remind me. There's two types of like narcissists that love bomb. There's your typical gold digging demon, right? that is basically just gonna tell you all these things just to get your money or to get that visa. It's kind of like a stripper. You go into a strip joint and they tell you all these things. They don't mean it. They're not in love with you. They're not giving you the real phone number. They just want a lap dance, or they want you to take them to the private room. They want to sell you a private room type of thing. And there are people that are so gullible and naive that they believe these love bombing attempts, even though they are so low tier. Especially, again, the gold diggers that you see that they're just after men that have money or resources. And it's like you can see them, their eyes light up when they've spotted their target. It's very easy to see, especially in the city where I live, and there's a few cities here in the States as well, that there's a high concentration of these predators. Now, there's another version of love bombing, and that's the one that's temporarily real, but we cannot hold on to it as if it was real, because it eventually stops, dries out, and you're never going to get it back again. Okay? And it sounds like in your situation, Peter, we're talking about the second one here, I would imagine. I would hope, at least. That's what for some reason, that's the inclination I'm getting. These people, they're so empty on the inside that when they finally meet a new candidate, right, and they connect with them, and things just get very intense very fast, they tend to over-idealize the situation, but they really, really feel it. Like they really believe the things they tell you. They really do they really genuinely at that moment feel happiness. At that moment, they really want to do all these things with you, all these dreams, all these plans that you were talking about, all these conversations that you guys had. They were really excited about all the things they did with you, whatever it was. They really were having a good time. You saw it in their eyes. I would imagine that it looked like they were present and they were having a great time. My psychopath ex, I truly believe that at the beginning, she genuinely felt like she had met, that connection that she so longed for. And I could see it in her eyes. You see it in photographs that we took at the beginning of the relationship. And then you see when it ended that there was just this cold abyss of a stare. There was no soul in those eyes anymore. And that person was not coming back. And those great times and those happy feelings and those emotions and those dreams and those promises, those things were not going to happen anymore. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because if you haven't done this type of work of recovery, you will sit here for years contemplating and overthinking and ruminating and just wondering, like, am I ever going to feel that again? Like, why did she change? Like she actually believed that, like she made me happy. I know she was happy. Like that part still lives in her. I could probably make that happen again. How can I double down and triple down into the girl or the guy and influence those love bombing behaviors and those experiences to resurface again? And that's why people double down and triple down despite the level of abuse, despite the discards, despite the blatant obvious evidence that it's over. Okay? And I believe that it's because it was so convincing from the start that you got hooked on it. And since you're not a disordered piece of shit, you feel like you could have kept enjoying those things for the rest of your life. Maybe not as intense, but you feel, and you said you felt like you met your soulmate, and I have reservations with that, but that's what you felt, and it doesn't sound like you're the one that stopped anything. Just like in my situation, and probably everyone in this community, I remember when those things stopped, and I was like, but what the hell? Like, I felt that I was at the happiest. We have pretty much everything in common. We love the same music. We love the same movies. Just everything about our personalities and our character, it just complemented one another. It was great. I was like, man, life is good. I had a good job, right? I was healthy. I was mentally strong. I had a good social circle of friends. Again, great girl, or so I thought. And life was good. And she turned out to be a psychopath. And yeah, my life just turned upside down. And I never thought that I could feel happiness again. I remember having so many goals and so many ambitions and so many things I wanted to accomplish. And when I got out of that situation, I had no motivation. I had no desire to live. I had no interest, no motivation to do anything. The thought of taking 0.5% forward, 0.5% investment in a goal, or of doing something that was going to move me forward towards that goal, it's the last thing I wanted to do. This is the last thing I wanted to do. I wanted to overeat all day long. I don't drink, but I know a lot of you guys that go through this start hitting the bottle, and that's not good. But yeah, it was just eating trash, just staying in bed, even though it's the worst thing I could have done at the beginning was staying in bed. That's all I wanted to do. And it felt, not only did I feel miserable and dead, completely dead on the inside, I think the worst part is that I was convinced, just like you, that I would never feel happiness again. It's like being kissed by a Dementor, for those that know Harry Potter, and these demons, they suck your soul, and it feels like you're never gonna be happiness again. Like there's all the happiness of the world, all your happy memories, just the concept that, hey, maybe I'm sad now, but maybe in a few days I'll be happy again. That's totally gone. You're never gonna feel happiness again, and that you're never going to feel happiness again. That's being kissed by a dementor. It's death itself. And that sounds like exactly what you're going through. And you're convinced right now that you're never going to feel that intensity, and you're never going to feel that happiness ever again. And the worst part is that you said that you're never going to feel it, or you're never going to be able to recreate it with someone else. Now, let me tell you something. That's garbage, and if you do the work over time, not only will you be able to experience happiness and joy again, but you're going to be able to recreate better. Let me not even say recreate, okay? Because we don't want you to duplicate that experience. You're going to create better experiences, healthier experiences that are not going to leave you high and dry like this situation did. And I'll give you an example that you're not even going to believe because it sounds so simple, but like when I went skydiving, that experience eclipsed all the happy, months of memories that I had with the psychopath during the love bombing phase. Yeah, that includes the sex. That includes the movies and the games and the traveling and the food and all the cute things that we did and the conversations and the connection. It eclipsed it. At that moment, just that whole experience of skydiving, I went with my family. When we got in that jet and it was cold and we were up there, it's like, holy shit, we're jumping off of a plane. And when you do it and you're free falling and you feel like you're flying and you're breathing that air and you're completely present, completely. There's no anxiety. There's no moment to overthink. You think that we're worried about if the parachute's going to open. At that point, you are so present, and I was just so excited. I was just loving life. It's like you're seeing the planet, and you're flying. And after going through a situation like this where you're left wanting to die, like you do something like that, and you're like, hey, this risk that I'm taking now is better than that hell that I was in. And it was just awesome. And I can just tell you that alone eclipsed so many of those happy memories that I thought I would never feel. Just the intensity, that intense feeling of happiness and presence, that fulfilled me more. It fulfilled me a lot more. And in the process, during those 60 seconds of free fall and then the parachute drop, in the process, a lot of the neurotransmitters in my mind that were fragmented, right, they got rewired, and it formed new connections of happiness, of happy thoughts, of like, holy shit, I just conquered this fear. It wasn't even a fear. I actually was not afraid of that because I've bungee jumped before, which, by the way, again, it's another thing that I did during the recovery process. I tell you guys, especially in my online coaching program, I put you guys to work, to do things, to create experiences for yourself, so that you can appreciate and you can start feeling those emotions again, whether you believe that you can have them or not. I make you go to work. I make you commit to doing things that are going to make you feel alive again. And you have to do them in order to feel those feelings. You can't think your way into it. You can't wait till motivation comes. You can't wait until you're happy and then you go do the thing. No, you have to go do the thing, and then all these things work themselves out. You have to take that leap of faith. And goddamn, I took a leap of faith when I went bungee jumping, and it's like, here we go. And I did it. And that's a fast jump. Like that's quick, right? In like a few seconds, like it's over and you're already gliding on the bungee. And I just remember feeling like, I was like, holy shit. Like I remember being in this toxic situation with these panic attacks, with this anxiety, wondering if she's cheating on me, which she was, and how could she do that intense betrayal, and just feeling like I had lost myself, and my friends didn't know who the fuck I was anymore. And then at that moment, it's like everything just made sense, everything was clear, and just all the other things that I didn't experience, and I'm still doing today. I'm very happy when I'm by myself, doing the things that I love, sharing my life with friends, with new situations that arise, new connections, new people, new love interests, new dates. And when that's not happening, just doing things by myself, right? And not feeling that loneliness, not ruminating and convincing myself anymore like I used to, that person was the only one that could make me happy. Like that was the source of my happiness. No, Peter, that's skewed thinking. That's flawed. That's flawed. Your mind has been tampered with because you've been dealing with a toxic person that made you feel these incredible, intense feelings and then took them away. What else are you supposed to feel? Are you supposed to be like, okay, it's over, life goes on? Like, no, you're a human being. You have emotions. You got hooked. The same way a drug addict gets hooked to the dopamine and to the intense feelings that drug brings out, and then you ask them to quit, or you take away their supply and they go nuts. That's how the brain works, man. It's a chemical. These high emotions really did something to your brain and to your nervous system when it crashed, when it was taken away. It's perfectly normal. We all go through this when you're dealing with toxic people like this, especially narcissists, especially psychopaths. Okay? But I'm here to tell you that you're in this situation now, so naturally you're convinced and you believe that you're never going to feel happiness again. But no, that's not true. You have a long life to live, I would hope and I would imagine. You have a lot of opportunities to get yourself together, to rebuild, to do the work, to do things without this person in your life, because you can't keep them around anymore. It's going to take some time. It's not an overnight process. There's no miracle pill for this. I wish there was, but I probably wouldn't take it because I don't do drugs. Okay. But it's going to take work and resilience on your part, and I can help you with that in my online program if you're interested. It's not going to happen overnight, but it eventually falls into place. Your brain starts to heal. The brain fog starts to dissipate, if that's a word, I hope. And the further away you get from this toxic person who is clearly unstable, anyone that over-idealizes you and love bombs you to that extreme, and then it stops, they're clearly unstable. Because again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm pretty sure you didn't stop. I don't want to say love bombing her, but I'm sure you didn't stop making plans and sharing dreams and getting excited about seeing each other and traveling and doing things together and all these things. I'm sure you're not the one that took those things away. I'm sure it was her, and that's an unstable person, and you can't date someone that's unstable because it's going to wreck your mental health. If you want to do it, you're going to suffer the consequences. But I don't support it, okay? So I'm here to validate what you're going through and to remind you that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you're going to have to do the work, and you're going to have to face reality and understand and realize this situation is over. Whether or not it was a trick from the start, whether or not she actually believed it and felt it and made you believe it and you felt it, it's over. It's not coming back. And it's probably good that it's over, because these things could last a very long time. These ups and downs, and then you get caught in a trauma bond, and instead of acknowledging red flags and acknowledging that this is toxic and that your mental health is declining, instead of doing that, you double down on the situation. So it's good that this happened. This could be a blessing in disguise. So keep your head up, do the work. Reach out to me if you'd like to join my online coaching program, and we can work on this together. Same thing goes for everybody out there. If you're interested in working directly with me, shoot me an email at info@psychopathexposure.com or click the link below to get more details on how we can schedule some private coaching sessions. So thanks for your comment, Peter. Appreciate it. If you guys have comments or questions that you would like me to answer on video, feel free to reach out. I'll drop a comment below. If you like this video, if you got some value, please hit a thumbs up. You know how YouTube works, so I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a perfect time to do that. Also, my gift to you, I have a free PDF. It's an ebook that I wrote called titled The 5 Steps of Going No Contact with a Psychopath Narcissist, and it details how to block, how to eliminate direct contact with these predators so that you can accelerate the healing process by keeping these people out of your life and out of reach, so you're not in constant communication, which will keep you in that loop. Okay, it's all about breaking that loop, breaking that curse. All right. So thanks for watching till the very end. If you need to watch the video again, by all means, hit the refresh button. Thanks again for your continued support. My name is Kira. This is Psychopath Exposure. I will talk to you guys in the next video, I promise.